Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we explore how branding plays a key role even in the funeral industry. It may sound surprising, but branding doesn't stop at fashion, shops and coffee. It has made its way into one of the most emotional parts of our lives, saying goodbye to loved ones. Today's discussion is based on the research paper, Branding in the American Funeral Industry by George Saunders. He explains how funeral brands help families through difficult moments with thoughtful services. But he also raises some serious questions. Where is the line between emotional support and commercialization? How technology is changing the way we say farewell, from live-streamed funerals to virtual memorials. Part 1. Interpassivity. Outsourcing emotions. Let's start with an important idea called interpassivity. This concept means that people sometimes transfer emotional responsibilities to an external party. For example, when planning a funeral, families often feel too overwhelmed to manage everything on their own. This is where funeral brands step in to help. They provide pre-planned packages that cover everything from flowers and music to the ceremony itself. Let's say a family chooses a full-service funeral package. This decision not only takes care of the logistics, but also helps them emotionally. The family can feel they've honored their loved one properly without having to handle every single detail themselves. By relying on the funeral service, they can focus on their grief and just say goodbye to the loved ones. This is what Saunders calls interpassivity. People feel emotionally connected through the work done by the brand. Companies like Dignity Memorial specialize in creating such emotional experiences. They offer religious, cultural, or even themed funerals that reflect the deceased personality. But this approach also raises questions. If we hand over our emotions to external providers, are we still truly processing grief, or are we just outsourcing it? Part 2. Personalization. Making farewells meaningful. Now, let's move on to another major trend in the funeral industry. Personalization. Gone are the days when every funeral looked the same. Today, families want the farewell ceremony to reflect the life and interests of the person they are saying goodbye to. Some families arrange sports-themed funerals with memorabilia from the deceased's favorite team. Others might choose a music-themed service with live performances or playlists of their loved one's favorite songs. Every detail, from the flowers to the clothes, is carefully selected to honor the person's life and passions. This level of personalization offers families a sense of control. It turns the farewell into a celebration of life rather than just a solemn event. Brands in the funeral industry use this strategy to connect emotionally with families and make their services more meaningful. Part 3. Ethics and commercialization. Where's the line? Now, let's talk about something more complicated. The ethical side of turning grief into a product. When does emotional support cross the line into pure commerce? Balancing emotion and profit. Some people believe that prepackaged funeral services provide much-needed relief for grieving families. But others feel that relying too much on these services takes away the personal, emotional connection. If we let brands handle everything, are we really grieving, or just consuming another product? Saunders asks whether funeral companies should focus on helping people or just increasing profits. It's a tough question because both sides are true. These services provide real emotional value, but they are also part of a business model. Part 4. Digital farewells, virtual memorials, and live streams. Now, let's explore how technology is changing farewell rituals. The rise of digital funerals and virtual spaces is transforming the way people say goodbye. Live-streamed funerals? Many families now use live streaming services to let loved ones attend funerals remotely. This became especially common during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it continues to be popular because it allows people from different locations to take part. Virtual cemeteries. Some companies offer digital cemeteries where families can create online gravesites. These virtual spaces allow people to leave messages, share photos, and visit anytime from anywhere. QR codes on gravestones. A new trend is adding QR codes to gravestones. When scanned, these codes link to personal websites with photos, stories, and videos about the deceased. It's a way of preserving memories and making them accessible to future generations. Social media also plays a big role in modern mourning. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram allow families to create memorial pages where friends and relatives can share thoughts and memories. These digital spaces extend the grieving process beyond the funeral itself, creating ongoing spaces for remembrance. Part 5. Challenges and reflections. Are digital spaces enough? These new practices bring both benefits and challenges. Digital spaces offer convenience and accessibility, but they also raise important questions. Emotional connection versus convenience. Can a virtual memorial really replace the experience of a traditional ceremony? Do digital interactions provide the same emotional closure, or do they change how we process grief? For some, digital spaces are a blessing. They make it easier to stay connected to memories. But others worry that virtual mourning might feel less authentic than in-person rituals. It's a delicate balance. Just like with traditional funeral branding, how do we use these new tools without losing the emotional depth that rituals are meant to provide? The future of farewells. In conclusion, branding plays a powerful role in the modern funeral industry. It helps families organize meaningful, personalized farewells and reduces the emotional burden during tough times. But it also challenges us to think critically about how much of our grief we hand over to companies. The rise of digital spaces adds another layer to this conversation. Virtual funerals, online memorials, and QR-coded gravestones show that even in the digital age, people crave meaningful ways to remember. But the question remains, can these digital spaces offer the same sense of closure as traditional ceremonies, or do they change how we experience loss? What do you think? Can virtual spaces provide the same emotional connection as physical ceremonies, or do they fall short? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video interesting, please give it a like and share your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into branding, storytelling, and modern communication. See you next time.